Every 11 seconds in this country, a senior ends up in the emergency room because of a fall. Every 19 minutes, someone loses their life. But here's the shocking truth, most of those falls could have been prevented. And it all comes down to one hidden muscle that almost nobody talks about. In this video, I'm going to show you how that muscle, your psoas, controls nearly every fall seniors face, and how you can strengthen it in just 3 minutes a day. 3 minutes that could keep you walking strong at 80, 90, or even beyond. 3 minutes that could mean the difference between living free in your own home or depending on others after a devastating injury. Before we dive into the details, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Drop your city or state in the comments below so we can see how many of us are taking steps to stay strong and steady together. Point 1. Why the psoas muscle matters. It sits deep inside your core, connecting your spine to your thigh bone. You can't see it from the outside, and that's exactly why it gets ignored. But here's the truth, this one muscle controls the way you walk, the way you balance, and even how your body reacts when you stumble. Think of your psoas as your body's built-in safety net. When it's strong, it tells your brain exactly where your legs are and how fast they're moving. It helps you lift your feet high enough to clear that rug, step confidently off a curb, or catch yourself if you trip. But when it's weak, and it usually starts weakening after the age of 60, your body simply can't react fast enough. That's when falls happen. Most seniors lose 3 to 5% of their psoas strength every year after 60. By the time you hit 70, you may have already lost almost half. That's why so many older adults start shuffling instead of walking smoothly. It's not just old age, it's this hidden muscle growing weaker in silence. You can strengthen your psoas at any age. Even if you're in your 70s or 80s, this muscle responds to the right exercises. And once you begin working on it, you'll notice changes, not just in how steady you feel, but in how confident you are when you move. Point 2. The stages of a fall. Let's break down what actually happens when a senior falls. Most people think it's just bad luck, but in reality, it's a chain of events inside your body. And whether you land safely or end up on the ground depends heavily on that hidden muscle we just talked about, the psoas. It starts with stage 1, the trigger. Maybe it's a rug, a crack in the sidewalk, or even just turning too quickly. Something causes your balance to shift. Then comes stage 2, detection. Your inner ear and eyes send a fast message to your brain, we're losing balance. Next is stage 3, the decision. Your brain has to make a split-second call, can we recover, or should we brace for impact? This is where your psoas comes in. Stage 4, recovery attempt. If your psoas is strong, it springs into action. It pulls your leg forward quickly, giving you that extra step to catch yourself. But if it's weak, your body freezes. There's no reaction, no safety net. Finally, stage 5, the outcome. Strong psoas. You regain your footing and keep walking like nothing happened. Weak psoas. You go down, and that's when injuries, hospital visits, and fears begin. Understanding these stages shows us something important, falls don't just happen. They are the result of how well your body responds in those critical 2 or 3 seconds. And that response is directly tied to the strength of your psoas muscle. Point 3, early warning signs. Most seniors don't realize their psoas muscle is weakening until it's almost too late. But your body gives you signals, little warnings that many people brush off as just aging. Paying attention to these signs can help you take action before a fall ever happens. The first set of warnings shows up in how you walk. Instead of lifting your feet, you might start shuffling. Your steps become shorter, and uneven surfaces suddenly feel harder to manage. You might even notice yourself reaching for the wall, the counter, or furniture more often, just to feel steady. The second set of warnings comes when you sit or stand. Maybe getting out of a chair feels harder, and you have to push yourself up with your arms. Standing up straight feels uncomfortable, or you get stiff after sitting for just 20 minutes. Even simple things, like swinging your legs out of bed in the morning, may feel like a two-step process. Then there are the balance red flags. Do you feel dizzy when you turn your head quickly? Do you sway when standing still? Do you avoid walking in the dark because you don't feel stable? These are all signs that your body is quietly losing its balance system. Here's a simple self-test. Stand near a wall for safety, close your eyes, and try to balance on one foot for 10 seconds. If you can't, your psoas is already weaker than it should be. And if you can only manage 5 seconds or less, you're in what doctors call the danger zone for falls. Point 4. The 3-minute miracle routine. Now here's the part that gives hope, the simple routine that can wake up and strengthen your psoas muscle in just 3 minutes a day. No gym, no fancy equipment, no expensive trainers. Just you, your body, and a few easy moves that can literally protect your independence. Exercise 1, the psoas march, 1 minute. Stand with your back against a wall. Slowly lift one knee toward your chest as high as you comfortably can. Hold for 2 seconds, then lower it back down. Switch to the other leg. Do about 10 lifts on each side. The goal here isn't speed, it's control. Exercise 2, the hip flexor stretch, 1 minute. Step one foot forward like you're about to lunge, with your back leg straight and front knee bent. Gently push your hips forward until you feel a stretch in the back leg. Hold for about 15 seconds, then switch sides. Do this twice per leg. This move keeps your psoas flexible and ready. Exercise 3, the core connection, 1 minute. Lie on your back with knees bent. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Take a deep breath, making only your belly rise. As you exhale, gently pull your belly button toward your spine. Repeat for a full minute. This wakes up the deep core muscles that work together with your psoas. If you do these 3 exercises daily, here's what most people notice. By the end of the first week, you feel more steady when standing. By the second week, walking feels smoother. By the third week, your balance noticeably improves. And by the 4th week, you'll find yourself catching little stumbles before they turn into falls. Point 5, the cost of ignoring it. Let's be honest, ignoring this hidden muscle comes with a price, and it's a heavy one. A single fall can change the entire course of your life. On average, a hospital stay after a fall costs around $35,000. And if the fall results in a hip fracture, the lifetime medical costs can climb up to $250,000. That's not just a number on a bill, it's savings gone, stress for your family, and months or even years of recovery. But the financial side is only part of the story. The physical impact is far greater. Did you know that 95% of hip fractures in seniors are caused by falls? And here's the heartbreaking truth. Only about half of seniors who break a hip ever walk normally again. Even worse, 1 in 4 will pass away within a year of that injury. That's how serious this problem really is. Then there's the emotional cost. Many seniors who experience a fall develop a deep fear of falling again. This fear leads them to limit their activities, stay home more, and move less. But less movement makes the muscles weaker, and weaker muscles increase the risk of another fall. It's a dangerous cycle. So when we talk about the cost of ignoring your psoas, it's not just about money, it's about your freedom, your confidence, and your independence. The choice is simple: strengthen it now, or risk paying for it later in ways that no one wants to face. Point 6, myths that keep seniors falling. One of the biggest reasons seniors don't take action is because of the myths they've been told over the years. These myths sound believable, but they quietly keep people from protecting themselves. Let's clear them up right now. Myth number 1, falls are just part of getting older. This is one of the most dangerous lies. Falls are not an automatic part of aging, they are the result of weak muscles and poor balance. And both of those can be improved, no matter your age. Myth number 2, I need an expensive gym or equipment to fix my balance. Not true at all. The most effective exercises, including the 3-minute psoas routine, don't require any equipment. You can do them right in your living room without spending a penny. Myth number 3, balance problems come only from the inner ear. Yes, the inner ear plays a role, but here's the truth, 95% of balance problems in seniors actually come from weak core muscles, especially the psoas. Strengthening this hidden muscle often makes more difference than any medicine or gadget. Myth number 4, if I haven't fallen yet, I don't need to worry. Waiting for your first fall to take action is like waiting for your first heart attack before caring about your heart. Prevention works best when you start before the problem begins. By letting go of these myths, you open the door to a safer, stronger future. The truth is simple, falls are preventable, and you already have the power to lower your risk starting today. Point 7, other key risk factors. Even with a strong psoas muscle, there are other factors that can raise your risk of falling. Some come from your environment, others from lifestyle or health habits. Knowing these risks gives you the power to make changes before they cause harm. At home, throw rugs, cluttered hallways, and poor lighting are some of the biggest dangers. A rug that slips, or a dimly lit stairway, can turn into a serious accident. Simple fixes like removing loose rugs, adding brighter bulbs, or installing grab bars in the bathroom can make a world of difference. Outside, footwear plays a big role. Shoes with high heels, thin soles, or worn-out bottoms are responsible for nearly a third of senior falls. The safest shoes have low, wide heels, non-slip soles, and good support around the ankle. Even something as small as choosing the right pair of shoes can protect you every single day. Medications are another hidden risk. Blood pressure pills can cause dizziness, sleep aids may slow your reaction time, and painkillers can affect awareness. That's why it's so important to ask your doctor for a medication review, to see if any of your prescriptions might be making falls more likely. Finally, lifestyle habits matter. Sitting too long weakens the psoas and core. Sleeping curled tightly in a fetal position shortens the muscle overnight, making it stiff in the morning. Even diet affects balance. Low protein, low vitamin D, or dehydration can make your body less steady. The bottom line is this: your environment, your shoes, your medications, and your daily habits all add up. When you take care of them alongside your psoas, you give yourself the best chance to stay steady and independent. Point 8, advanced prevention and support. Once you've started building strength in your psoas, the next step is to think about full-body support. Balance isn't just about one muscle, it's a team effort. The stronger the whole system, the safer you'll be in your daily life. One powerful tool is a longer routine. Beyond the 3-minute psoas exercises, you can add a few more moves to train your balance system completely. For example, try standing on one foot for 30 seconds, using a wall or chair for safety, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or doing simple calf raises to build ankle strength. Just 10 minutes a day can make your balance sharper than it's been in years. Technology is another ally. Today, there are wearable fall detectors that automatically call for help if you fall and can't get up. Smart home systems can use motion sensors to alert family if something unusual happens. Even balance training apps on your phone can guide you through exercises and track your progress. These tools aren't about replacing independence, they're about protecting it. Then there's the psychological side. After a fall, many seniors develop a fear of falling again. That fear can be just as dangerous as the fall itself, because it often leads to staying home, moving less, and losing muscle strength. The best way to fight this is by slowly building confidence through safe, simple exercises and celebrating even small improvements. And don't forget the role of family support. Studies show that seniors who involve their family in fall prevention, sharing exercises, safety tips, and progress, are twice as likely to succeed. Having loved ones who understand what you're doing makes the journey easier and much more effective. Point 9, vision of the future. let's take a moment to look ahead. Picture yourself at 85, 90, or even 95. There are really two paths you could be on. Path A is what happens when falls take over. A weakened psoas, one bad slip, and suddenly you're in the hospital with a broken hip. Recovery is long and painful. Fear sets in, and little by little, you stop doing the things you love. Before you know it, you're relying on others for the simplest tasks, walking, climbing stairs, even getting out of bed safely. Independence slips away. Path B looks completely different. This is the path where you take 3 minutes a day to keep your psoas strong. You stay steady on your feet. You walk confidently into the kitchen, down the sidewalk, or even onto a plane for that trip you've been dreaming about. At 90, you're not thinking about wheelchairs or nursing homes, you're living life on your own terms, active and independent. The choice really is that simple: 3 minutes daily, or 3 months in recovery. Every small step you take today adds up to years of freedom later. The compound effect is powerful. What feels like a little effort now turns into decades of independence. Your future is not written yet, but your decisions today will shape it. Do you want fear, frailty, and dependence, or strength, confidence, and freedom? The good news is, you get to choose, and it only takes a few minutes a day to stay on the path of independence. Point 10. Success stories. Sometimes the best proof doesn't come from research or statistics. It comes from real people just like you who turned their lives around by focusing on this one hidden muscle. Their stories remind us that it's never too late to make a change. Take George, age 78, from Miami. He had fallen twice in just 3 months, and his daughter was already looking into assisted living options because she was so worried about his safety. Then George started the 3-minute psoas routine. 8 months later, not only had he avoided another fall, but he was back on the golf course, enjoying his favorite hobby with confidence. Then there's Helen, age 85, from Sacramento. She had been told by her doctors that falling was just part of getting older. She had already fallen 4 times in 2 years. But Helen wasn't ready to give up. She committed to the daily routine, and for the past year and a half, she hasn't had a single fall. In fact, she even started ballroom dancing again, a dream she thought was over. Robert, age 73, from New York, had become dependent on a walker after several falls. His family had begun discussing nursing homes. But after 6 months of strengthening his psoas, he no longer needed the walker and now takes daily walks in Central Park on his own. And Dorothy, age 79, from Texas, broke her wrist in a fall and became so fearful that she barely left her house. Once she began the exercises, not only did her balance improve, but her confidence returned. She's now traveling again, something she thought she'd never do. These stories show one thing clearly: you are never too old, and it is never too late, to rebuild your strength and protect your independence. My friends, we've talked about something today that could change your life. The truth is simple: your psoas muscle is either your best protection or your biggest weakness. There's no middle ground. Right now, at this very moment, it's either strong enough to catch you when you stumble, or too weak to save you from a serious fall. I want you to remember this: every 11 seconds, another senior falls. Don't let the next one be you. Don't wait for a hospital visit to be your wake-up call. Take action while you still have the choice. Thank you so much for being here and for taking your health seriously. If this message spoke to you, leave a comment below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe so you don't miss the next tip that could keep you stronger, steadier, and living life on your terms. Your independence is worth fighting for, one muscle at a time.